Gunline, fire mission coming down. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline podcast, where we shoot the shit like we did in the past. And today I have a very good guest here, a very good friend of mine, a brother from another mother. Known this character since 2005 when I arrived to the unit. We had the blessings, I guess you could say, of being in the same section, which was the best fucking section in Alpha Battery 277FA, causing animosity. Section chief was F. Sergeant Taylor. And on the line here with us today, we got Bricker. What's going on, man?
Shit, another day, another dollar, my brother.
Fucking A, brother, you are looking good. So with that said, everybody, if y'all don't know him, this is Todd, the Pepsi can Rod Bricker. I'll get to the Pepsi can story in a sec. I don't know if he even remembers it, but go on and pop a squat, y'all, because it's about to get hot. You're on the gun line now. Brother, that beard is looking fucking great, by the way.
I cut it all the way off about 3 months ago. I'm just growing it back.
Holy shit, that's 3 months worth of beard?
Oh, yeah.
Holy fuck. It looks epic, bro. You got to see Kowalczyk with his mustache, too. Oh, god damn. Epic facial hair going all around, man. It's fucking awesome. It's good to have you on here, man. Thanks for coming on such short notice. I know I dropped this shit on you really quick yesterday afternoon, but I do appreciate you coming on, man. How the fuck have you been?
Good, man. Good. Just enjoying life, really. Work, hustle, ride. That's about it.
Fucking A. So for those that don't know Todd Bricker, tell us a bit about yourself, man. Where are you from? Why'd you join the Army? What the fucker is all about you?
So, we'll go with, I was born in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Born and raised. Good old Latrobe.
Mm-hmm.
Joined out of high school. You know, I was working I was a mechanic for a dealership with my stepfather.
Okay.
Me and him got in a tussle in the middle of the shop, so I got fired.
All right.
So next day, one of my buddies was like, "Hey man, I'm going to take my ASAP, join the military. You want to go?" I figured, fuck it, I ain't got nothing else to do. It was really a joke at first until I went into MEPS and they showed me this video of artillery, and I was like, "Pah, sign me up."
The fucking video, man. It's the infamous video.
I'm telling you. And the biggest thing is you pay attention to. They shoot and that dude flips that canister and it lands up every time. I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm in. You got me.
See, bro, I didn't see that far into the video because I, as people will know, wanted to be a tanker. And the first thing I saw in that fucking video was the Paladin. And when I saw that shit, I'm a civilian. Sold. I want that. You're like, are you sure? Like, give me that right there. I should have been watching the video. I didn't know about fucking light artillery until much later afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
I might have changed my mind once I started learning about fucking hands-on trails and shit like that.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you what, when they came out with that 777, I was like, what in the fuck am I got myself into?
Mm-hmm.
Boy. But I mean, once you learn it though, I mean, that piece is easy.
I feel you on that. I feel you. So you picked 13 Bravo. Did they have any other selection for you or just fucking 13 Bravo?
They had an asshole. He was a fucking 11 Bravo paratrooper infantryman. He's like, you want to be a paratrooper infantryman? I was like, hell no, bro. No. Dude, I don't need all that.
Or was your GT score not high enough?
Mine was high enough. I could have, if I would have really thought about after the military and later on in life,
yeah,
I gone for a helo mechanic instead. But I mean, I saw the artillery video, so I was kind of sold on. I want to shoot that big ass thing.
Fucking A, dude. So you did Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Who'd you go to basic training with? From my group that was there.
So me and Cruz. Music, he was in Bravo. He went to Bravo Battery.
Okay. So you were with Cruz with Kowalczyk then as well, then, right?
Yeah. We're in Kowalczyk.
Who else was there? I think there's some dude named Suggs.
Ratnong was there.
Hootie.
Hootie Tang.
Oh, Morris too. Then right?
Morris was with us.
Damn.
There was a lot. I think all of those 50% of our battery went to Alpha and Bravo battery.
Okay. Well, yeah, we were just standing that fucking unit up. I mean, I didn't get there till March of 2005, and it was barely still standing up. But I mean, the section had already been divided.
Yeah, me, Cruz, like all of us, pretty much reported Fort Hood at 277 in like December. I think I reported December 23rd.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
dude. So when you first got there, then I mean, who was your first section chief? Did you go straight to tank?
So funny story.
Here we go.
So, I got to the unit and we had Christmas break, a couple days and whatnot and shit like that. And remember PJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we come back off leave, we do our in process and stuff. He's taking me to the. I didn't know no better.
Right.
He was the E4, but he was taking me to the CIF and all that shit and get me in process and shit. When we're sitting there and I was told I was in his section, so we're sitting in the conference room and you do that newcomers briefing thing where you introduce yourself.
Yep.
So get to know who you are, whatever. And they're like, "Who's your section chief?" And I looked at PJ and I was like, "Him." But Tank was like, "You simple Simon motherfucker, you." Oh, what? He's like, "I'm your fucking section chief." He's an E4. I was like, "Oh shit." He's like, "Just ride a motorcycle for me for a little bit." I was like, "Fuck, man. Ain't made it 20 minutes in the unit and I'm already getting fucked up."
Of course. Hey, you know what? I feel you on that though. I feel you because he smoked the shit out of me the first time that I got to the unit too. And it was for some dumb shit. Because I called him Staff Sergeant Taylor versus calling him Chief. I'm your chief, motherfucker. Get down, just push, just fucking push. And that's
one day for not shaving too.
Dude, dude, my favorite thing that he ever did was maybe elevate off the fucking spades, off the fucking paladin. And I was a smart ass. Cause he had that big ass belt buckle. And he asked me, "Where's your belt at?" And I was like, I had put some other kind of Jimmy rigged a belt buckle because I couldn't find my regular belt. So I Jimmy rigged one. And he's like, "Where's your belt at?" And I was like, "I'm trying to be like you, Chief." He's like, "You know what? Just beat your fucking face. Elevate off that spade." You know how high that motherfucking spade is, bro? Started cutting me off from that shit, man. But hey, that's what I get for being a smart ass. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Fucking A. So yeah, man. We had a pretty tight section, I think, aside from fucking Roycroft. That guy.
Is that dude even fucking?
That
dude was irritating. It's about as good as fucking good old Woods.
I think Woods at least served a purpose more than fucking than Roycroft. Roycroft dicked me with my first car, man. He took me to a dealership that they would pay him X amount of money if I bought a vehicle. I didn't know that too much later.
What was that? What was that first? Wasn't it like a Mitsubishi Galant or some shit like that?
It was a 2002 Mitsubishi Galant, baby.
You rode that. The wheels fall off too.
Dude, it's still in Killeen, fucking putting in miles. My brother Ed, the one that lived with me out there in Cove, he lives in Killeen, and he's riding that shit, bro. He rolls in it. I gave him the car once it was paid off. I gave it to him. I was going to Colorado, so I got me an SUV, like a dumbass, thinking I was gonna need that out there. But I gave it to him. He still rolls that bitch out there in Killeen, bro.
God damn.
I don't know how he hasn't thrown a match in that motherfucker yet. Oh man. So yeah, I think we had a pretty solid section though. I mean, it was me, you. We had Bash, who was the driver, PJ, who was the fucking gunner, and then the cat crew. It was myself, Holguin, McConnell, Jones, and Roycroft. Then Jones ended up dying, and Holguin lost his mind on that one. Because Jones, I think it was the pills, right, that he took.
Yeah, I think Jones was. Yeah, it was pills.
Yep, he ended up passing. That was the first one. And then it was just me, McConnell, and fucking Holguin and Roycroft. And I remember the first field problem we went to, we bitched to Sergeant Taylor about Roycroft. And he's like, so what do you want to do? Like, can you fire him? You know, instead of that's the ammo section. And he's like, well, who's going to take over ATC? I didn't know shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know a motherfucking thing. So I kept my mouth shut. And then McConnell, he's like, I ain't saying shit. So Holguin was like, I'll do the ATC. Like, all right, fuck it. So us three, we ran that cat, bro. And it was funny as fuck, dude. Because when we got back from the field, Roycroft gets called over by Sergeant Taylor. And he's like, hey, Roycroft, this is your last day with the section. Next week, report to ammo. Dude, I was dying.
Oh, yeah. He was fucking livid. Well, I'm happy I'm number one, man.
Oh, bro. I'll tell you what was funny, though. That motherfucker swore up and down that Sergeant Taylor was racist. He said that he was racist because he kept PJ in the gun and not him because he was white.
Oh yeah, Rookroft was pissed. He was like, "I'm an E5. I should be in the gun, not PJ." Because remember, PJ, I think he pinned corporal right after you had got there because he already went to the board. He was just waiting on points.
Yep.
So Rookroft was pissed after that.
Yeah, he was. You know what? I forgot Larkin was still with us at that time too.
Oh yeah,
ass Larkin.
Fucking, what did he drink? That, what was that? Red Rose or some shit?
Oh no, but that motherfucker was a drunk.
Dude, you remember that day he didn't show up and Santayo was like, go beat his fucking door in. And Taylor walks in behind us. He's like, I want that fucking Red Rose right now. He's like, how do you know I got a bottle? He's like, open the fucking fridge. Pour that right in front of him.
Dude, I mean, Larkin, I mean, he wasn't a bad drunk, I guess. He just made stupid decisions, like falling asleep in First Sergeant's vehicle.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know how the fuck he got in that bitch. That shit was hilarious. We walked in the morning, and First Sergeant Britton's like, first of all, if y'all gonna get drunk, don't be falling asleep in the front seat of my fucking car. I was like, who the fuck did that?
Fucking Larkin, bro. Oh man, that motherfucker. The only reason I remembered him was because right now you said corporal, and I remember when Peter was corporal, and Larkin came to wake us up in the field like corporal says, wake up. Oh man, Larkin, my boy, that is what's up, man. Dude, we have some good times out in the field, though, man.
Oh
yeah, we have some good conversations out there too, and one of them had to do with girth, I believe.
Oh Christ, yeah.
And I think that's about how the Pepsi can came about, wasn't it?
So, if you remember, we talked about that shit in the field.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until one night we were at your house. You were cooking carne asada.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was drinking a fucking Pepsi. And you had looked at me and you were like, fucking Pepsi can. I was like, son of a bitch.
Well, I recall that we were talking about as well. We were talking about the girth of a fucking of the penis. And what ended up happening was I remember we were talking about the girth of a dick, and you were like, well, my shit ain't big, but it's girth. It's fat. And then they're like, oh, like a Pepsi can, like the small Pepsi cans. And from that point on, that's where the Pepsi can came in. But yes, dude, I loved having you at the cookouts, especially the time when you would not let go of that bowl of guacamole. For the white man, the white girl in you came out. You were a basic bitch right there.
Bro, that shit was so fucking good that night. I was like, man, fuck all y'all. It's your own bowl. Your wife was like, I guess I can make some more if he wants to keep that bowl.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And but for those that ain't keeping tally, that's wife number one. Wife number two, hopefully won't hear this. But yeah. Oh my God, dude. Man, we had a lot of good times out there. Then we deployed, obviously.
Yeah.
Were you there for the whole Lanny Lopez thing?
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Fucking stupid reporter. Lanny? No, man, it's Danny Lopez. Lanny.
Uh,
Lanny Lopez. Yeah. Fucking dumbass.
that, that shit was on the railhead.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
I remember
Dude.
that because you were like, "Yeah, I'll talk." And Chief looked at me. He was like, "Go away." I was, yes, sir.
Oh man, bro. What are some good times you remember like that you've kept with you? Like from your time in the military, whether it was when you were a private or an NCO, like what are some times that you think that you had in the military that have maybe influenced who you are today?
I mean, there's a lot, man. Like coming up with Taylor, being in that gun with him was a whole nother world.
Mhm.
There's not. I don't think there was, and at that time there was anybody that knew how to do artillery any better than him. I'm pretty sure he was pretty much top dog.
Yeah,
You know?
I'd agree with that.
But I think one thing I learned, and I always keep with me from that, is when he always pushed me to know more and more and more, and I never learned how to quit. So something stuck with me through my whole military career. And if you talk to some of the guys that went overseas with me, and after you left, some of the guys I had in my section and stuff like that, I didn't accept, and I didn't understand. I really don't even use it now. The word quit. You know, with everything I do, I try to do the biggest and the baddest. I always try to be the best at everything I do.
Mhm.
Something he instilled in me from day one that has stuck with me throughout my career and my life.
Now there were some. I mean, he definitely by far, I think, was the best chief in Alpha Battery. And I'm not trying to be biased, but I mean, because he was my chief. But I think about it. Dufour, I didn't really work with him very much, and I just don't think that he was up to par with Tank. Uh, Weimert, he came from 119er life, and you know, not sure how much he knew. Now, what Weimert did have, and you might not like this, but he did have the best number one man.
Who?
Now, there is a debate on this still as to who was better, Cruz or Kowalczyk as number one man, but he did have Cruz, the only reason that Cruz outdid you as number one man, I'll tell you right now, you dropped out during the fire mission. You started choking on wolf pussy. You had to be switched out, Chief. So,
Calm down. Hold on a second. Time out. Cruz actually rotated out that time too, just so you know.
I'm not sure, man. Last I heard,
Just so you know,
Dowden.
Kowalczyk shot for Cruz too. So we both ended up tapping out that day. He just lasted a couple more rounds than I did. But at the same time, when you the rounds as fast as we are and while as slow as they were, I could have probably stayed in the whole time too.
I'm not okay.
If you remember when I came out that back of that gun, my BDUs were black.
I'll give you that we were the fastest gun. I'll give you that. We were the fastest. And there's no bullshit to that. I know that we were the fastest. And however, I'm just saying the word is stop. Okay, I'm just saying who was Pete's fucking number one man?
So Quintero would never keep. The only person that came close to me and Cruz was Becerra, which Becerra,
right?
Becerra should have been kicking our asses, but he couldn't keep up with us.
He was with Griff, right?
Yeah, that was Griff's.
Yeah, see, because Griff and Tank, they were the competition. They were the top motherfuckers in the battery.
Oh, dude, if you remember, we went to Kuwait and were shooting live fire.
Yes, I do.
We were lit. Me, Griff, Tank, and Becerra, almost all four of us went throwing hands because Becerra and Griff were so pissed off they couldn't keep up.
Dude, I ain't gonna lie. One thing I did learn what I remember there was one field problem. We were doing direct fires, and you got like an allergic reaction or some shit. I don't know if it was to the CVCs. Yeah. So
to the material that's in that CVC, something in that material.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're fireproof. So something with fire, because I bought a shirt that was fireproof and I broke out again a couple months ago.
Oh shit.
There's something in it, one of the chemicals in that makes it fireproof that actually I'm allergic to.
Can I have some papers?
Can you have some papers?
Yes.
What are you gonna do? Smoke some herb?
Yes.
It's legal now. What do you mean? Yes. 5 years old. Hold on. So let me get this kid some paper. Hold on. Anyway, so if you can hear me still, Daniel, here. Daniel, here, Papa. Come and get it. Daddy's in the middle of a podcast. All right. So anyway, dude, yeah. So you ended up having to go back to the rear, and I got my chance to shine. I was fucking loving it. I'll tell you what, that number one man position is a fucking beast. It's the one you want if you're an artilleryman. You know, gunner, number one man, chief. I'll tell you what, though, gunner in a mechanized unit, useless. No need. Number one man can do the same shit.
Yeah.
A gunner's not a gunner in mechanized. I didn't learn that until I got to fucking light. But what was cool was I got to do the job and I got to work under fucking chief. And that man's a whole fucking different animal when that word fire mission comes down. He is a whole different fucking beast. And we were doing direct fire and killer juniors. That shit was fucking badass. I was so nervous, bro, that we had to cut the charges. I cut the charges, bro, and then I tried to spin it, and when I spun it, they all fell out.
Oh
man, I ain't never seen that man ever so pissed off in his life. And he was like, "Motherfucker, you want to get out this gun? Pick this shit up, hurry up, get it together." Like, Roger, chief. I was fucking sweating balls, dude. But I tell you what, he never talked to you like he was dogging you or talking down to you like you're a piece of shit. More like, you know, it was a motivational way. Yeah, there was cuss words, but it was in a motivational type of way. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. And what sucks is I try to emulate that from him in my time becoming a chief and, you know, having my Joes. But I think mine came more of a, I'm treating you like a piece of dog shit versus I'm trying to motivate you. You know what I'm saying? He had that fucking thing.
You know what? When I when I took over a section finally, fucking, you know, I used to tear my soldiers the fuck apart. I'm like, why are you so slow? What the fuck are you doing? Why are you even in my section?
Right.
You know, and then they started learning, like, you know, once we really got into learning shit, then I'd like calm down and I'd go through, you know, like steps, procedures, making sure it's done right, doing it over and 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 over until they fucking get it.
Yep.
And when I tore their asses apart, they'd be like, "You're right. I fucked up. I should have known better. You've trained us better than that."
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it comes with the good and the bad, man. Sometimes you're an asshole. Sometimes you're not.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I was like Tank. You know, I always told my guys, I want the fucking best from you and nothing else.
He is, sir. He's going to get it out of you somehow or another. I remember I've never been a good runner. Everybody knows me. Slow Pez. Can't run shit. But there was one run that we were on. I don't know if it was AGR or what kind of fucking run it was. But he saw that I was, you know, starting to fall back. He's like, grab my jacket. I'm like, what? He's like, grab my jacket. We were almost done with the run. This motherfucker, I grab his jacket and he takes off at a full fucking sprint. I did not know that little motherfucker could run like that. He was
flat. He was flat.
Oh, no shit.
See? He has flat feet, and that motherfucker could still run.
That motherfucker was, I'm talking about road runner, and I'm trying to keep up with him. Like, finally, we got done, and he's like, "See, you can do it. You can do it." Roger, I'm almost fucking throwing up on myself and shit thinking about that. But yeah, dude, he was a great dude, really great man. Hopefully one day, Sergeant Taylor, you'll come on a podcast and put that shit down. But yeah, man. So deployments, man. How were your deployments? You ended up, because it's funny, you took over my unit twice. You took over my unit in Mosul when I was with 1-9. You guys took over there. Then you guys took over for me but you went to Metalam, I think, right?
I was in Metalam with your other gunnery sergeant.
Right. And so you guys took over there. So it's a trip. Like, I mean, did you ever deploy any other times aside from those, or?
No, just those 3 times. 3 times Iraq and Afghanistan was my last one.
Okay. So, you did 3 because that's right. Y'all got deployed with 582 to I think Balad or some shit, right? In 2008 or something like that. That was in Korea. I'm not
Uh,
sure.
so like 2000, we one was it 2005, 2006, 2007. Then I left 8 to 9 and 10, 11, and turned around 8 months later and went to Afghanistan.
All I know is that I left when we got back from it was 0506. I left to Korea 0708. And then I came back and I went to 19 FA in Georgia. And then y'all took over for us there.
Yeah, we had while you were in Korea, we had one.
Okay.
That'd have been our second one.
Yep. That's what's up, man. So how'd you end up? Well, enough army shit, army talk, army days. You did how many years?
12.
Okay, yeah, that's about how many. When'd you get out?
2015.
No shit. So did I. What month?
June 28th.
That was your official date?
That was my retirement date, yeah.
Okay, well, when did you take your terminal leave?
So I took 90 days of terminal leave. Well, because with a med board, so when you medically retire, you get 30 days TDY, permissive TDY.
Yes, sir.
So, and I had, don't tell nobody, I had 180 days of leave accrued.
I wonder how that happened. I think probably S1 probably shredded some motherfucking DA31s.
Well, when you have friends in S1,
right,
comes up and you're like, "Hey, bro, I need you to really make this fucking DA31 disappear." It's like, "No problem, bro. I'll see you at the desk."
Mm-hmm. Trust me, I'm picking up what you're putting down, especially when you got a homeboy that's on staff duty that day. And
you don't got to come in to sign in either.
Exactly. Sign in or sign out. Hey, bro, I just left. Sign me out. But I was already halfway down Texas when they fucking do that. Dude, it's a trip.
I used to leave the night before at midnight because I know I didn't have to be there. We didn't have work the next day. So I'm like, pulling into PA at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, "Hey, bro, sign me out real quick."
Yep.
But like, "Where you at?" I was like, "Pennsylvania already." Shit. What the fuck you waiting on?
Yeah, no shit. Hey, just sign them motherfucking papers. That's all you got to do. And then when I get back, just lose it. Shit.
Put it on my log. Don't worry about it. When I get back, that's when I'll make it disappear before it gets registered.
There you go. You think that some of these new soldiers would probably be able to make it through the times that we went through?
Fuck no. First of all, they wouldn't be able to handle the abuse we went through. Think about it, man. When we first went in, we were still getting smoked. There was no counseling. What did Taylor used to say? "You want a counsel statement or you want smoke? Which one is it?"
Mm-hmm.
Smoked. I don't want no counseling. I did that all the way up until I retired. I used to tell my soldiers, I was like, "All right, 2 options. One, we can do your counseling, a packet, or 2, you just get the shit smoked out of you for about an hour or 2, and we'll move on with our lives." I'll take the smoking.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely take smoking. I mean, there's some soldiers that you need to ride up to get them the fuck out. They have no use in the army.
Yeah.
You got some that want to make free bots, and then oof. I don't think that a lot of people. And then, like I said, Tank was hard, but he was fair. And I remember he had that broken fucking antenna that fucked up.
Try being in that gun with him learning the gunner shit as a fucking E2 and not doing something right and forgot you didn't put your Kevlar on.
Oh fuck. Okay, yeah, that would not be good.
I was sitting right on the sights one day trying to zero on the collimator. He's like, "God damn it, what the fuck's taking you so long?" I was like, "I can't see a fucking collimator." He's like, "Who are you fucking talking to?" He come about, I'll never forget it. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna hurt." And I was like, he smacked me in the. head from the chief seat. I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, that's what you get. Speed up, motherfucker.
Dude, yeah, I learned not to question him very quickly. I learned not to raise my hand very quickly because I remember there was one time we were out in formation. So much for not talking Army shit anymore. There was one time we were out in formation. I think it was right before our first field problem. And first time Brenton was asking about who was missing certain gear, like who was missing something out of their fucking IBA or something. And I was about to raise my hand. He looked at me like, put your motherfucking hand down. Okay. Because I was missing the nut flap, I think it was. And I was going to raise my hand about that. He just like, put your motherfucking hands down. Roger that, chief. You know what, though? He might have been a dick a lot of times. Well, not a dick, but but it was when you deserved to be treated like a dick. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you what, he saved my ass one day. He saved my ass. And this was towards the late end. This is when we got Ziggy in the section. And Ziggy had that Zigga wine. And
oh my God.
I think it was actually that night I got fucked up with you in my house. And we got tore up off that wine. And all I know is I showed up. We had a piss test that morning. And fucking Chief, we drank a fuckload of wine because he gave me a box of fucking Nafziger wine. And I just showed up. I had to still be drunk. I had to. And Chief's like, you been drinking? Motherfucker, get over here. Still with the battery commander. And he's like, get this motherfucking, get this gum and chew on this shit. And I was just chewing gum. Say, go stand in that corner. Don't move. Don't get close to anybody. Like, Roger, Chief, big ass water gum just in my mouth. Dude, he kept me from getting I could have got a drunk on duty that day, bro. But he took care of me, And that's what I think, one of the standards of being an NCO that I learned from him was take care of your soldiers no matter what. You know what I mean? If they work good for you, if they're working hard for you, you take care of your soldiers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Like I'll tell you. So remember Fontaine, right?
Yep.
So one night, it was a Thursday night. Chief was like, come on over, we're gonna drink tonight. So I was like, all right. Because he only lived like right up the street from me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, I'm on my way. He's like, Fontaine's on his way, and Smoke's on his way too. We're gonna drink. I was like, all right, cool. So we polish off like 2.5, 3 bottles of fucking gin.
Oh, fuck.
So I had a mental breakdown. I was like all over the place. So I go home, I go to sleep. I don't wake up until 11:30.
Oh, fuck.
First, I missed PT formation, accountability. My phone, he's like, where in the fuck are you at? I was like, I'm hungover. I'm about to get in the shower and I'm coming in. He's like, meet me at the front door. Do not let anybody see you. I was like, okay. So I got there and I called him. I was like, all right, I'm here. I'm walking up the steps. He's like, don't even come in that fucking door. Go to the motor pool and get in the gun and don't come out of it until I tell you to. It was only about 110 degrees that day.
Damn, dude. Well,
so hungover, hurt. He's like, you're covered because you were drinking with us and Smoke last night. So Smoke didn't say nothing this morning. You're actually here for PT. He's like, but I don't need nobody seeing you right now. Yeah. Made me stay in that gun until COB, dude.
God damn. And you know what? Yeah, you got lucky that you that they were all there. And I think you got a lot of hate for hanging out with him. I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the biggest shit talkers. You know what? It's what we do. I'm not gonna lie. It's what we do. We always shit talk. That's one thing that, and I hope you never took it personal. Because as much shit as I gave you, I got shit too, and I just think it's just the way that we were. It's nowadays they call it bullying. Back then, if you couldn't handle the gun line, you got no reason being in artillery. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I know I was a big shit talker. Even the last time we met up over with for Quintero's funeral, and I tell everybody this, like, when we got back together, man, it's like that time that we had passed between us never fucking occurred. Like we picked up right where we left off. Shit talking. I was talking shit about you sucking on Tank's dick, and then you're talking shit to me about whatever. You know what I mean? So it was all that, and that's the meaning of the brotherhood that I wish motherfuckers would understand that we have. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like I'll tell you, like these soldiers today don't have anything like what we came up with. You know, them kids go home, they don't even talk to each other. We used to be like, hey, whose house we partying at today? Or hey, whose house we chilling out so we don't have to do nothing all day.
Exactly, dude. Hey, we knew that.
Then I got you going in my bathroom talking about, hey, at least you roll your toothpaste the right way.
Dude, hey, I'm very, very fucking peculiar about my toothpaste being it. Hey, it's the little things, baby. It's the little things. Dude, you know, it's a trip. Like we've had a lot of good times. Like I said, you know, and one thing I know is that I can depend on you. If I was to ring out to you, if I was to call you, that you'll answer. You know, whether it's a Facebook message, whether it's a phone call. You know, a lot of motherfuckers out there nowadays, they talk the talk. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But you know, God forbid you do need them, they won't answer. You know, and it's that brotherhood that I cherish, that I appreciate, that I love having with you. You know, and fucking not. I'm done sucking your dick now. So how the fuck how the fuck did you how did you handle transitioning out of the military into the civilian sector?
So I'm gonna tell you, man, I don't care what anybody says. No one's ever prepared for that shit. There's no good way to look at it. You know, I went through all them briefings and they told me all this other shit and how things are gonna go. And you don't think about it. You know, you get that last paycheck and you're like, all right, well, I'll get paid next month. No, motherfucker, you got like 30, 60, 90 days where nothing comes. You know, and sitting down them interviews, you know, all we all knew was boards.
Right.
So, you know, I'm still sitting at attention. I'm shaking. I don't know what the fuck to ask you. What am I supposed to do? Like, bro. But I mean, it all comes back to, you know, I just it's been instilled in me with Tank. Uh just don't quit. You know, I always push forward. You know, with everything that was bad, I always found a good side to everything. You know, I still had friends that were in the military that we still talked every day. I was still living in Killeen, so you know, I got to see people still hung out with people. You know, not graciously. You know, I did this MC shit, and you know, I was in it when I was in the military, which I was in a club I wasn't even supposed to be in.
Mm-hmm.
But I did my thing, and with that came a guy that had a motorcycle shop. He's like, "Hey, you're a mechanic. It's cakewalk to work on bikes." So I learned how to work on bikes, and I just kept going from there, man.
So we're gonna dip into that MC here in a second, but before we go into that, let me ask you, what were some of the expectations that you had that were burst as soon as you came out? Like you, for example, that you have a certain expectation of when you become a civilian, like maybe this will come easier, or this might be easier because of being a veteran, or you know, I'll have all these offers to me because I'm a veteran, and then reality, like, nah, motherfucker, we don't give a shit about your DD 214. Did you have any of that experience?
Yeah, I mean, so you know, I thought, especially being field artillery, I went through Raytheon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, try to get on their team to go work with Fort Hood and travel and do stuff like that. You know, and it comes down to, you know, they're not really hiring section chiefs and gunnery sergeants.
Mm-hmm.
They want like master gunners and stuff like that. So, you know, that my pipe dream of $75,000 to $125,000 a year.
Right.
When, hey, there's a chance. And I mean, I was in Raytheon's office every day talking to the guys. I'm like, you know, I really know artillery. Really know these pieces, and I can really do this job. I don't need to have that master gunner certifications. And you know, they even gave me a shot for a week. He's like, you know, it's no paycheck, no nothing. He's like, you just go on the field. This guy will evaluate you, and we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of that shit we never learned. So, I mean, I knew a lot of it because Tank taught us a lot of that, and being a gunnery sergeant, I learned a lot of that shit. And then working with battalion, I learned a lot of the Mike Golf shit because I was helping the Mike Golf with a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But like some of that shit is just shit we just, unless you go to master gunner school, you don't learn.
Okay.
So
basically, for if you're an E6 and below, sorry to break it to you, but it's gonna be a struggle when you get out, unless you got hookups.
Oh
and
yeah,
connections.
yeah, and I mean, like, Zenny got out, he couldn't get a job with Raytheon.
Oh no shit.
Escobedo got out, he couldn't get a job with Raytheon. He ended up getting fired, I think, a couple months after he started because he didn't know, some of the shit they wanted him to know.
Mm-hmm.
But like, a lot of people when they get out, they're like, "Oh, I'll just heighten my resume," and some of your NCOERs transitioned into certain bullets for a resume and stuff like that. But some of them jobs, if they don't teach you in your resume class, if you don't tailor your resume to that job, then it doesn't even matter. Because like a lot of companies, I put my resume in there where they're like, "Yeah, it's nothing to do with the job you're applying for."
Yes.
So, like I went to my mom. I'm like, "What am I doing wrong?" She's like, "Oh my God." She's like, "Your resume's horrible."
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "What jobs are you applying for? And why would you even give that resume?" She's like, "You're not applying for a field artillery job. You're in a civilian sector for shit." I'm like, "Oh shit, fuck me."
Bro, and you hit it on the fucking head right there. Not to cut you off, you hit it right there on the head. What they didn't teach us in ACAP, or they didn't. I wish they would have spent more time. Would be tailor your resume to the job you're specifically looking for. Because I came out my last NCOER rated as a gunnery sergeant. Fucking all these fucking badass bullets, all these fucking all this shit was for good leadership positions. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
However, the job I was applying for was at a call center. Had absolutely not a motherfucking thing in there. All the questions they were asking me, bro, I swear to God, I mean, it was fucking. But I needed a job. As soon as I got out, because I med boarded out in January 31st. You know what I'm saying? In 2015, and my last check was going to be the month of March, because that was my my official retirement date was March of 2015. So I was guaranteed a check up until then. You know what I'm saying? And then I got to wait for the VA to kick in with the funds. And we all know that shit. They're quick to take the money back, but they ain't quick to pay you.
That's
So
90.
yeah. So, bro, what fucking ended up happening was I submitted my paper, my resume, and luckily, I did well on the pre-screening.
Yeah.
So I got an opportunity to get an interview. The lady who interviewed me, the one thing that and this, thank God for my parents. The one thing that solidified me getting that job, because my resume was, like you said, shit, had nothing to do with the fucking with the position I was applying for. But what solidified it for me was that I opened the door for her to walk in and being a gentleman, pretty much. And then that I closed the door afterwards, and then I asked if it was okay if I sat down. The fact that I had fucking manners. And then from there, the interview, the questions they were asking me, bro, I had no idea how to fucking answer that. How would you do if this happened? You know how much I'm trying to pull shit out of my ass? And I'm
trying, motherfucker, this is what the fuck I'd have done.
Dude, 10 years in the Army. All I have is 10 years in the Army experience. I'm trying to fucking transition this experience into how I would handle this situation in this particular field. I was fucking lost in the sauce, bro. And so, yeah, I ended up starting all the way at the bottom again, bro. And I had to eat that slice of humble fucking pie, because I needed to start working. If I wanted to keep that lifestyle that I had, I needed to fucking get a job now. And luckily, the work ethic that I had from the military helped me out in succeeding and advancing forward. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean that's one thing a lot of people don't prepare you for or teach you or tell you about is that initial get out. Like, bro, you've been living off of almost $4,000 a month, and you're like, oh, I can still afford to live the way I live. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, shit.
Mhm.
Now what do I pay? And then it comes down to every time it's do I pay my electric and my water or do I pay my Harley note?
Bro, the ones I really feel bad for are those that get out of the military and they don't get TRICARE or they don't have any fucking medical
Oh
uh
yeah.
because the cost of fucking health insurance alone is disgusting in the civilian sector, bro. I am happy that I was medically retired, that I was able to keep TRICARE for my kids and my wife, because I got 3 kids and a wife. God forbid if I didn't have fucking the TRICARE or medically retired, if I wasn't retired, because monthly my whole check would be gone just in fucking medical insurance.
Yeah, health coverage is so I even looked at another a couple months ago. I was like, man, because I have TRICARE, I got VA and I got Medicare.
Mm.
So I was like, I'll just get a private, my own little thing so I can go to like private sector doctors and stuff like that. Bro, Obamacare is not Obamacare.
Mhm.
That shit is expensive. Because even like just a regular policy, it's like it cost me almost $300 a month, and I'm like, what in the fuck, bro?
And you're not even talking about deductibles yet.
No, I mean that's why like I tell people I'm like, man, if you're going to get out, break something, do something. Fuck.
Yep. I mean, it's tough out there, especially if you've done like 10 years more, 8 years or more. If you fucking have busted your ass for this country, I think this country should, because a lot of motherfuckers, they might go to the VA, but if it's not service connected, they ain't going to see them, are they? It's got to be service connected for them to be able to
No,
treat it, right?
so everything you do has got to be as long as you're already service connected, you can get seen for other stuff. Because
Okay.
like a lot of that stuff. So like right now, I'm in a transition to going on testosterone because so my T levels are at 45 right now.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Pump the brakes there. You got this epic fucking manly beard growing right now.
Yeah.
You work in a very manly motherfucking type of job, I'm assuming. You've always been pretty fucking manly. Why the fuck are you gonna need testosterone?
So my T levels are really low. So after the past, so some of the medications I'm on,
Ah.
though they have like estrogenal properties. So my estrogen's high, my testosterone's low. So I got to amp my testosterone back up.
Did you
So
say estrogenal property? Is that even a word? Or did you
yeah,
just make that shit up?
yeah, it's a word. Well, it's not really a word.
You just make that shit up. Fool.
It's a phrase. So
Oh,
the medication kind of produces estrogen a little bit more than testosterone. Is
I'm
what I'm
picking up what you're putting down. I'm just saying that word sounded made up as fuck. Fool.
saying. Working it
It sounded good, right?
sounded very educational.
Educational. There you go. Oh man.
But
So
yeah. So I
yeah,
mean, there's stuff you can get seen for outside of what you're already connected for.
yeah.
It's just some stuff has secondary reactions, secondary properties,
Yeah.
stuff like. But a lot I got just like I toured a couple about 2 years ago. I was clearing the field for a lady, and I got off the tractor, and when I jumped down, I went down, and a piece of wheat was broke, and it went up and scratched my cornea. I had a big ass tear. I couldn't see for like 2 weeks.
That's the whitest shit I ever heard of somebody getting hurt. Jumping
Listen,
off a tractor in the field, getting stabbed in the eye by wheat. What the
telling
fuck? That's some white shit. What the fuck are you working in, brother?
well, so I've done different things. So when I moved up to West Virginia, I started doing barn reclamation. So I'd tear down barns, I'd reuse barn wood, sell beams, stuff like that. I did that for almost 4 years.
Okay.
I mean, there's good money in it, but barns dry up, time dries up. They're not really paying for lumber like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was getting $250 a foot. So, I'd make a couple $1,000s off a trailer load. Then it turned into 75 cents a foot,
Ooh.
50 cents a foot. So I was like, and they're turning around selling that shit for $1,000 for 2 boards,
Right.
reclaimed wood, where I'm making pennies on the cent. So I quit. I shut my business down. I quit doing it. And now I went to work with one of my buddies. He has a construction business. So
Okay.
I just,
That's what's up. I mean, it's it's difficult out there. It's hard out there for a pimp, man. All bullshit aside, motherfuckers out there trying to grind and trying to keep their head level. And not every job is fit for a veteran, bro. I mean, and I'm trying to say that, that we can't do it. I'm just saying that we could push through it. Like, trust me, there's times where I just want to fucking choke slam motherfuckers through the goddamn computer. But I got to take my anti-asshole pills, as I call them, that were given to me by the VA. And, and they try to put me on all these other medications, bro. I ain't about that life. And I try to wean myself off of the ones that they gave me already. I miss one fucking day of dosing. I start getting the brain zaps. And
oh yeah,
once I start getting those, my demeanor just becomes like a complete fucking asshole. And then, it just starts going south from there, especially if I have too much time to think. That's when shit even gets worse. You know what I mean? And, dude, like, have you had any moments of, let's say, breakdown since you've been out? And if so, how have you dealt with it?
So about 2 years ago, I had a really bad breakdown. I got to the point where I literally, between my best friend and my mom, you know there we went to my best friend's house and everybody was there for barbecue,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a Saturday night, and I walked in and I said, everybody's offering me a drink. I was like, no, I don't want nothing. I was down in the dumps. I was pretty suicidal, and told my mom, I was like, Monday morning I'm going to check myself in. They got something,
Right.
because the meds I was on were not doing what they should be doing. So Monday morning, I walked into my counselor's office. I was like, I need you to check me in the 6th floor, and I want to stay there for at least a week. So I checked myself in. It's better than getting 302 because then you can't have a fucking gun. At least self-admittance, I want to get out. There's no paper trail for them to do anything.
Okay.
So I checked in. We did a 3-day detox. They took every medication. The only thing they gave me was a nicotine patch and nicotine gum for 3 days. And
Dude.
then we sat down. We went over, I told him how I feel and the things that happen, and just different scenarios. And he was like, okay, we're gonna try this med for a couple days, and we're gonna see how we can get you back on track. So I went from taking 15 pills a day.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm down to, I think, 5.
Okay. Yeah.
And a lot I got like my nighttime pills and stuff I take before bed, and then I got like morning pills and stuff like that.
Yeah, they try to put me on mini press for the nightmares.
Shit don't.
And then they gave me some other shit. I forgot what the fuck it was called for sleep, and I didn't take those. I stopped taking them because I felt like it was just fucking my brain up too much. But they had to take me off the first pills that they gave me for my brain for the fuck ups, because that wasn't doing shit. My body just absorbed it like nothing. Then they put me on this other shit that ended up working out better. I forget which one it is, venlafaxine or ephedrine. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but I take 3 of those a day and I'm good. It's my anti-asshole pills is what I call them. But
Yeah.
And speaking of which, not to get too personal with you, and if you don't want to tap on it, that's cool. But I know that in your prior history in your life, suicide has been close to you.
Yeah.
So, you know, it could be something that potentially be inherited, maybe, or
It makes it a little bit more accessible because I've already been through it, so I know the outcome to it.
Mhm.
Is it easy? No. I mean, I won't lie. There's I got in a big old fight with my one of my brothers when we first, and I went outside when I charged the gun. A round popped up and sat in the chamber while one was in the chamber. When I went outside, I pulled the trigger and it went click.
Damn.
So, I mean, I've had close calls. The past probably 2 years, I've had a lot more. My mind's been a lot more clear. I'm a lot more functional. My my attitude and my depression is a little bit better now because they finally got me on the right medication.
What do you think has helped like change your thought frame though, as far as like staying positive? Because I know for myself, you know, speaking for myself, the ideation is there every once in a while. You know, it
Oh
pops up, you know, like to just turn this, like when I would be on my bike, I could just be like, if I just throttle up a little bit harder, I won't make this turn. You know what I'm saying?
or
Though,
if
I
I
mean,
don't left, I'm just gonna go straight.
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So the ideation, it goes there sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I won't
It,
say I don't have it anymore. I mean, I still have. There's days where I have bad days.
yeah,
It's just the way it goes. You have good days, you have bad days. It's all about what you can look forward to and kind of resatisfy yourself to, what do you really have to live for?
right,
You know, for me, my daughter is a big thing. I really don't have a father, so I have my mom. So, I don't want to put her through that.
right,
And I think about my friends and, brothers like you and everybody else, like that stuff we just went through with cruises, that shit gets me down in the dumps because, it starts to feel like every time you turn around, someone lost a battle somewhere.
right.
So it really anymore. It's just when I get down, just say, you know what, I can get back up and I can keep running. So when I go to bed at night, I don't even I tell people when I wake up in the morning, I don't care what I did last night. I don't want to talk about it today because it's a new day, new beginning. I can't change the past. So I mean, the only thing I tell you is I'm sorry I did whatever I did last night, and
Right.
I'm moving on.
Try not to dwell on it, you know. And I stopped drinking about 2 years, 4 months ago. Not by choice. I'll put it like that. All right. It was something that needed to happen and it's happened. And anybody that knows me knows I used to get pretty fucking liquored up, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
I'm sure there's many a blackout stories that I don't recall.
oh,
But
I got them too.
all I'm gonna say is I was pushed into the fucking fire. That's all I'm saying about that one there. But you know, ever since I became sober, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, you know, or I'm holier than thou, but I've noticed that it's like a double-edged sword. Now that I'm sober, I'm not able to express my emotions. I'm not
Yeah,
more than when I did when I was when I would drink. Because one of the reasons that I would drink a lot was because it would help me feel and it would help me fucking express. And then, you know, as I get it, we're artillery men. Yes, we're fags, FAG, field artillery guys. You know, but it would help me break down
uh,
some.
good artillery god.
I can work with that too. I like that. I like that. Field artillery god. I'm gonna have to use that one. So, but yeah, it would help me with processing sometimes, drinking and letting out the fucking the
Yeah,
emotions. The only thing is sometimes I will go overboard with the emotions and I'll start fucking. They told me I have survivor's guilt.
start
And
getting volatile and you feel remorse and
right.
yeah,
So, you know, and then I start thinking like, fuck, you know, why me? And shit would just start going into a rabbit hole. You know what I mean? So I didn't know when to stop. You know, that was my problem. So other folks can handle that shit perfectly. But ever since I became sober, though, I've stopped having those thoughts of going a certain route. But again,
Yeah.
it's hard for me now to be able to express myself emotionally. But at the same time, I've been more productive at home with my wife and my kids. So I guess you got to take the good with the bad on that. And I don't
Yeah.
know if that fucking rambling just went to, but it just came to my head and I had to let it out. Like this whole thing that's going on with Cruz, man. Like I'm still in fucking shock from it, and it still it hurts, but I haven't been able to emotional like to be able to
Yeah.
it. And I'm scared of what it's gonna be like, when we head out to go see him, because or how the memorial service is gonna be. I don't know how I'm gonna react then. You know what I mean? Because Quintero, that I wasn't as tight with him as I was with Cruz, for example. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It hurt, but it didn't hurt as much as this. When
Yeah.
McConnell passed, I hate to say this, but when McConnell passed, yeah, I was really tight with McConnell. We were close. I mean, fucking butt buddies almost. However, it was something that I hate to say this, expected to hear about because I knew of his problems.
Yeah. So when they told me about him, I was like, not really surprised right now, because me and him talked for a couple months straight. Like he would talk every day. Like when he was in the VA,
Mm-hmm.
he was close to me, so I was going down there and eat lunch with him and spending time with him. And I kept telling him, like, you can get back, you can bounce out of this, you can get back to yourself. Blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Was It wasn't, I think, 6 months he was out of that program, and that was it.
Dude, I know when Moya gave me the call, um, I like I said, it hit and it hurt, but I also thought like I expected this call. It was something I knew was coming eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sad to say that, but I mean, there's only so much you can preach to somebody before they they try to fucking better themselves. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. There's only so much you can do. Like I've learned, talking to people, and you know, I don't know. I guess it's like the NCO in me, because you always you always want to fix someone's problem.
right,
That's what you do for your soldiers. You always looked at your soldiers and they'd be like, "Well, I just can't do this." I'm like, "Okay, hold on. Let's figure a way to fix this so you can do that."
right,
So I mean, but it just gets to a point where you're talking yourself blue in the face and they're not even paying attention. Anyways,
right.
they're gonna, people are gonna do what they want to do. So
You can only help so much. Like that old cliche says, man. Like that old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You know what I'm saying? So you can only do so much for somebody. They got to want to make that change as well. And yeah, I kind of expected to hear that news. Um, the one for Silky, when I heard about Silky, that one threw me off. Especially, I didn't expect that, and how also it was just so close after Quintero's. So that one kind of threw me
I
for.
was
Go ahead. You're you're kind
really
of frozen
bad
right
too.
now. Go
I was
ahead.
kind I was lost on that. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, that one kind of threw. I was like, man, I don't know what I didn't even know he was having a hard time.
Yep. Because it was Quintero and then Silky 2 weeks later, right?
Yeah,
And then after that was McConnell,
then McConnell,
then Morris.
Morris.
So I mean, and
Who,
those were
uh,
you're cutting out, brother. You were cutting out. But yeah, dude.
I,
Go ahead. This is what happens when you live
no, you're
out.
good. Good.
This is what happens when you live out in the fucking boonies and fucking in West Virginia. No offense. I mean, West Virginia doesn't like beautiful country, though.
Yeah.
Are you out there by Carter?
So Carter's like 3 hours for me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Carter and then Lacey. Lacey is out there in West Virginia as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's a downer to see that shit happening, but that's why I'm thankful for at least having this platform here so that we can all catch up with each other in one way or another. You know what I mean? A lot of people or some people have reached out saying that it's great to have this platform so we can all speak with each other. But I also wanted for motherfuckers to learn from each other that, you're not the only one struggling out there. You know what I mean? And together we can get through this shit.
Oh yeah. I mean, you seen like Lopez started that chat with everybody that knew us. How fast everybody just got on there, fought with it, and
Timeout. Lopez the second. All right. Lopez the second. This is the original Lopez. He's the other Lopez. Lopez the second. He came after I did. There's been too much confusion between Danny Lopez and Daniel Lopez. All right. So he's just Lopez the second.
Danielle Lopez.
Yes. But yeah, dude, that was awesome. Now that you brought that up, it was awesome, man. I mean, how they put it together. And go ahead, continue, brother. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just had to clarify the other Lopez.
Everybody gets on there, and everybody's talking to each other and seeing how everybody's doing it. I mean, there's a lot of people I didn't have on my Facebook. I added, and they were like, "Bro, where have you been?" I was like, "Bro, I was on Facebook for almost 5 years. I was bored one night. I was drinking, and I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna go back on Facebook." And then I started realizing how many people I lost contact with and connections with. Mm-hmm. Then now I can see again, like, see what people are doing every day. And, when I see somebody with a down message, I send them a message and say, "Hey man, pick your head up. You're okay. If you need to talk, I'm here. Send my number." Just shit like that.
Yeah, dude, when you fell off the fucking face of the earth, I hadn't talked to you since Quintero's death, and that was 2015. And then just recently speaking with Cruz, he had told me that he had spoke with you, and he gave you a shout out actually during one of the podcasts that we did together. He gave you a shout out, and you'll have to go back to listen to it as far why he gave you the shout out. But yeah, dude, he's the one that told me. I'm like, wait, Bricker's back on Facebook? What the fuck? So I started thinking to myself, did I piss this motherfucker off? Why this motherfucker can't add me? And then, so it started going in my head. But then I got the friend request. I was like, oh, okay, we still good.
Yeah. When your name popped up, I was like, why am I friends with him? Oh, add that shit.
Hell yeah, man. Oh, bro. Bash, if you're hearing this, you about to get it right now, bro. Yeah, we're on the gun line now, but Bash about to get it, bro. Bash talking about that he could hump 2 rounds, one on each shoulder, bro.
No, he couldn't even pull 1 round up off the ground.
Oh man, Bash, come on, baby. You can probably barely hold that -10 in your hand. Come on now.
He couldn't even do a 45-13 half the time.
Oh man, we just giving you shit, Bash. You know how it is. You know that motherfucker. He works in he's an instructor at some kind of flight shit. I don't know. He's still active, but he's some kind of instructor for I want to say aviation mechanic. He's doing something.
Did he go back?
Huh?
Did he go back in?
Mm-hmm.
Oh damn.
Yeah, he went back in. Fucking Sanchez, he came back in a while back ago, but he went 42 Alpha. And fucking high speed little E7 now, little motherfucker. Who would have thought that shit would have happened?
Hey, that 42 Alpha, that's that's easy points and that's easy rank.
Yeah. Are we about to eat?
Mommy, we've already eaten. I'm going to take the kids to my parents.
Why?
Because they're staying the night there.
Oh shit. All right, hey, we gotta go ahead and wrap this up, pimp. My bad. We're definitely gonna continue this and pick it up again. I'll let you know why here in a second once I wrap this up. So, anyways, I appreciate you being on here, brother. It's definitely been great catching back up with you after fucking 5 years, showing people how we do it. That, you know, we might not have talked to each other in 5 fucking years, but here we are linking up. That's my wife, Linda, by the way.
I have a picture of you shitting in the woods.
I do have a picture of you shitting in the woods. I'll put it up on the Facebook.
Don't show nobody that picture.
It's going on the Facebook after.
I can't believe you still have that picture.
Yes, sir. But hey, brother, it's been good catching up with you, man. Any final thoughts before we knock this shit out?
No, just man, I mean, whenever you want to do this again, then up where we left off.
Fucking A, that sounds like a plan. Everybody, I appreciate y'all being here on the gun line and hanging out with myself and Bricker, old Todd the Rod Pepsi can. Bricker. I hope y'all got something out of this. I know we were all over the place as usual on the gun line. That's how it goes. We might start with one topic and end up with some other bullshit. Anyways, love, peace, and hair grease, y'all. I thank y'all for being here. Shit, I know I wanted to say one more thing. I can't remember what the fuck it was. Give me 1 second here. I want to make sure that I have everything complete. All right. Nope, that's pretty much it, man. I appreciate y'all being here. Love, peace, and hair grease. Catch y'all next time on the gun line, y'all. Rounds complete. In the mission. Gun line out. Bye, motherfuckers.